Good morning and greetings from the Godly Play room at Pacific Spirit United Church. It is even more quiet than usual in this space today. We come to this space for sacred time to encounter the story, spend time with each other and in God's presence to deepen our understanding of the stories of our faith, to be in community in new and meaningful ways, and to listen for what God is calling us to through story and through the Spirit's inspiration during this moment in time. So for now, I am going to share with you our Learning Together story for this week, because we won't be worshiping together physically in this place this Sunday. Please keep your eyes and ears open for times when we might have a Godly Play story that is shared online in some way over the next little while. The story that I'm going to share with you today is the story of Bartimaeus, who was blind. It's a story that shows us just one more way that Jesus encountered and touched the lives of the people as he made his way to Jerusalem. It's one of the stories we reflect upon during the season of Lent. And I'll be reading the story from Elizabeth Caldwell's and Carol Wareheim's Growing in Godly Play Story Bible. So just so you know where it's coming from. And ironically, the title of this story is called Jesus Touches People. And in a time when we are all being warned to not touch anything or anyone, to stay apart from each other, we will need to look at different ways to touch each other's lives and make a difference. And hopefully, this story will help us with some clues on how we might do that. Jesus Touches People, based on Mark 8:22-26. Jesus was amazing. Sometimes he would speak and incredible things would happen. Sometimes people needed to be touched by Jesus to be healed. In this story, Jesus touched a man 2 times before the man was better. Jesus and his disciples traveled into the town of Bethsaida. People brought a man to Jesus who could not see. They begged Jesus to touch him. Jesus took the man's hand and led him out of the town. When they were alone, Jesus put his own spit on the man's eyes and touched him. "Can you see anything?" Jesus asked the man. "Yes," the man answered. "I see people, but they don't really look like people. They look more like trees that are walking." Jesus put his hand on the man's eyes again. Jesus looked right into his eyes. Suddenly, the man could see perfectly. "I can see," the man said. "Jesus healed me." But Jesus sent him home saying, "Do not go back into town." So there are some questions that I'd like you to take a minute to reflect on as you go through your day or as you continue with this worship. Maybe they'll stay with you and tug at you as you wonder about this story in the different ways you will. So the first question is this: why do you think Jesus had to touch the man's eyes 2 times before he was better? The second question is, if you could not see, what do you think it would be like to be able to see suddenly? How would you feel? what would you do? Finally, the man was healed by Jesus' touch. Who do you know who would feel better by a gentle touch from your hand? And just so you have a chance to see the picture, there's someone's imagining of what that story might have looked like. So we are in a time when reaching out and touching people is not the helpful thing to do. We know that by profession and as a result of the work that many people have been called to, they are called to physically touch and help people in this time of crisis. And so as you go about your days and you are experiencing this time with your family, with your loved ones, the ones you are maybe staying together with in your home or going for quiet walks with, keep in mind those who are called to the dangerous work of reaching out and touching people in crisis. Keep them in your prayers and know that through all of this, none of us are alone. God is with us. God is calling us to move forward together in the ways we need to continue to work with God to create God's kingdom on earth. Blessings on your day, and peace be with you.